It's time for an update on the hobby house yard. That's a nice noise. It's a very satisfying noise. So as you can maybe see in the yard, I've been doing a little bit of work. I've rented an excavator for a little bit, and there was a tree that we needed to pull out, a tree stump we needed to pull out that was in the way of the addition that's going in. And I used that underneath this pile of dirt to make a HÜGELKULTUR. If you're not familiar with those, it is essentially wood buried underneath dirt, and when the dirt gets wet, the wood gets wet, it holds moisture and rots and becomes a much better soil over time. Now, of course, the soil here is already pretty great soil. You know, maybe not looking so hype right now because it's all been dry sitting in the sun for a few days, but this is both the start of the HÜGELKULTUR and also the start of some grading. And I didn't quite get it all graded the way that I want to, but essentially the grading will come out this way and then meet the rocks over here. And this will be one low spot that gets all the drainage from all of these areas, as well as overflow from the little miniature pond that I built over here. And then what we have over here is, well, we got some robins, we got some birds. They're probably depositing all sorts of fun seeds that I don't want in this right now, but I already have thrown out a whole bunch of seed, some food stuff, a lot of wildflowers that have already bloomed, just kind of a general mix to get something going before the birds poop all of the other seeds from the invasives that I don't want in here. So super wet in here right now, really wet in here. I filled this up, it took about 12 hours or so, and then in the first 24 hours it dropped about 8 inches total, and then in the second 24 hours it dropped maybe 2 inches. So actually holding water a lot better than I suppose, because this dirt was all, for the most part, relatively loose and airy, lots of holes in it. So I thought that it would soak in a lot faster, honestly. But what I did find is there was a bunch of compressed dirt underneath, whereas almost all the other spots of this yard are nearly infinite topsoil. I haven't been able to find a spot that has clay underneath yet, except for this one and the hole that I dug over here. Now, when I started getting into this, what I found was actually, you know, the 8 inches of topsoil was on top of some hard pack over in this area in particular. And you can even see right now, you know, the grass is dead here. There's a lot of dead grass area, and it's not for me driving because I drive over there. And if we go that way a little bit, it's, you know, green, lush lawn. And over here, it's supposed to hold moisture, but it never would actually grow grass for some reason. So I think that was because of the hard pack underneath. And when I started getting into it, it smelled like a barn, and there was a lot of, the coal. There's a bunch of coal underneath it, just all over the place, and ceramic as well. So I don't know why there was ceramic in there. I was thinking, you know, maybe it could have been the floor of a you know, horse stable or something like that. Cameraman suggested, hey, maybe it was drainage, old drainage pipe, sewer pipe, because it used to be clay around here. There is no telling what it is, but it definitely smelled like a barn, and there's definitely a bunch of coal down there in there too. So I don't know what's going on. We'll see if we can skip this coal across my brand new pond here. Yeah, oh yeah, got one skip, perfect. So I don't really have some plans for this yet. As you can see, all the extra dirt I piled up next to the rock pile. I wanted to give a little bit of interest, some places to put plants that would, you know, kind of shield a little bit more visually, and also to make my cameraman's job more difficult to get low, evidently, on the pile. I didn't think about that until after the fact. So we'll have to give him a nice spot to walk around and film from on one side or the other. This side, it seems to work a little bit better for us. So yeah, just you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I already had the excavator out and rented, so I decided, boom, let's just dig a hole and see what happens. You know, I will need a spot for all of the runoff whenever we get the addition built. The roof is going to be 800 square feet, and it's all going to be pushing into the backyard. So I figured I need a low spot for it, and I don't think this is going to hold nearly all the roof But what we can do is I can actually do a trench from here to over there, and we'll be able to use that as overflow. And the way that the yard is shaped, these are the lowest 2 points now. I think it'll work pretty well, but I just gotta have somewhere that's not going back to the foundation for the water to go. And I could just push it off into the neighbor's yard, but as you can see, I've got fruit trees going here. I'm planning on doing a lot more food crops in the backyard. So why not have a little bit of water storage? Why not have essentially a ditch to help us out to irrigate everything at the same time? I don't want to just push this off into the neighbor's yard. I don't like wasting water like that. I think it's kind of dumb that that's how we do these days, is that when there's a new lot and it's graded, it's, you know, how fast can we get the water into the drain? That's where it needs to go, instead of trying to save it and use it. We're having droughts everywhere, and yet we're not saving our water. We're just pushing it all straight to the drain for, you know, the 100-year flood. It needs to make a 100-year flood go to the drain as fast as possible. And then we wonder why our water table is all getting lower and lower every year. Well, that's probably why. You know what this may help is the water table here. Maybe I'll do one of those wells and see if I could actually get water out of the ground. We'll find out. Well, I guess I'm gonna do just a little bit of trimming before it gets too cold here, because evidently trimming close to wintertime is not a good idea. But there's a couple of knobs that are, they've been bugging me. So I forget the name of these tools. These are bonsai tools. This is a concave trimmer, and then this is just an angle trimmer to get in there. But as you can see, like this knob right here, it's obvious. So what we would do is we come in with this tool here, use both hands because it's a fairly big piece of wood, and also inexpensive set. So I'm guessing that this could be sharper. There we go. And what this will do is give us just a little bit better visual looks. And maybe I'm going too deep on this. I guess we'll find out after the fact. Yeah, I'll have to nip a little bit less at a time. There we go. Oh, I see. It's very hardwood there. That's why I wasn't cutting. I'm sure there's better tools for it. If any of y'all are versed in bonsai, you let me know. You let me know how terrible it is that I'm out here in October digging into this tree. There we go. Oh yeah, that's really hard wood. There's no way this would have gotten through it in a full single chunk. There we go. Yeah, so visually this concave cutter should give us a little nicer cut than what I used. So, you know, that'll kind of blend in over time. Same for this. You know, this is facing us here. Yeah, maybe I can already see the advantage of having higher quality tools than the $20 set from Amazon. But I kind of just wanted to get into it at first with some inexpensive tools and see if I liked it. There we go. Yeah, there's a bunch of these all over to clean up, and half of it's my fault, and all of it's my fault. Let's see if I can get at this. Yes, very nice, very nice. Yeah, so I'll just try to go in and clean these up. That's not too bad there. Maybe just give us a little bit more visually pleasing. Yeah, I think I could get into this as a hobby. Especially if it ends up being part of our filming. That would give me a little more reason. There we go. Yeah, if any of y'all are into bonsai, I could use some resources. You know, there's a couple of channels on YouTube now that are getting pretty popular. But any resources I will gladly take. Such as, why are you trimming this so late in the year? There we go. Let's see if I can get in there for this. Oh yeah, supposed to wear safety glasses maybe. Well, not the best cut there, but it's still nicer than it was. Yeah, I'm not getting old, you're getting old. Whew. All right, yeah, so just piddling around in the yard today. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. As always, thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great day.